Hello everyone and welcome to the video lecture series of mobile application development. Students, in our mobile application development, we are going to develop the application on Android. That's why in the Android series, our today's topic is Android app components. Hi, this is your instructor Janice Shah. So let's begin to understand how the Android app components work. Students, what do we mean by the Android app components? The application components are the essential called as the building blocks for any Android application. Okay, so here from these components you can enter in your application. So it is something like a gateway or a door for an application that by using this component you can enter in your application or a system. Okay, so user can directly enter in this application, or by using the central components, the developer can directly enter such type of applications code. So for this, we are going to understand the Android components thoroughly. See, they are the loosely coupled components that are bound by the application manifest files. That means the most of the components are bounded into the Android manifest file. So the question should come arise in your mind that, sir, what do we mean by the manifest file? How does it look like? Okay, do not worry. We'll talk about this manifest file later. Okay, but the description of each and every component and how they interact, this whole thing is written in this manifest file. So when we talk about the manifest file, it contains the description of the all components and how they interact with the system. See, there are 4 different main components of the Android application. The very first one is the activity. The second one is the services. Third one is a broadcast receiver. And the fourth one is a content provider. Fine. When they ask for to write something about the Android components, so these are the basic and the core components of Android application block. The first one is activity. Second one is the services. Third one is a broadcast receiver, and the fourth one is a content provider. Now, when you think, sir, what do we mean by the activity? Okay, so when you come up with a smartphone and you can show, so you can see anything on your smartphone, click on the application, you can see the listing of when I click on the WhatsApp application. I can see the chats is the first option. Okay, so I can see the chat of each and every user. When I swipe, I can see the contact list. When I swipe back, I'll click on the status, I can see the status. So whatever you can see, user can see, that is known as activity. User can touch the activity. That's why we can know the activity is known as a tangible component. Correct? So this is nothing but whatever you can see in an Android application that termed as the activity. Okay. So what do we mean by the services? Okay. So services are mainly used for the background, which are user cannot directly see the services. Okay, so when you get some notifications over there, or when you are just turn on your Wi-Fi and your phone is connected to the Wi-Fi and all the WhatsApp images are directly downloaded. Are you going to download the images? No, but through the Wi-Fi connection, if you set the option enable, that when my phone is connected to the Wi-Fi and all the images and the media is automatically get downloaded, so students, at the time that this process is working in the background, okay, you are not aware about it. Okay, so that type of things can be done by these services. Third one is when we talk about the broadcast receiver. Broadcast receiver, that means when you are announcing something, that is known as a broadcasting, right or wrong? Right? So when we talk about the broadcast receiver, students, the Android systems, okay, it's broadcasting some events, okay, when you broadcasting some news to the Android other components, okay, like I'm just going to set an alarm at the 7 a.m. early in the morning. So what happens over there? My alarm application is not in a running state. Okay, again I'm repeating the sentence. My alarm application is not in a running state. Still students, my alarm gets event that occurs. Alarm, it's just broadcasting to the smartphones and the other components. Okay, it's 7 o'clock. So students will see the lots of example of the broadcast receiver. So don't worry about it. So what is the last component? The last component is a content provider. I have already informed about the content provider in my previous video, that is all about the Android architecture. So what does the content provider exactly do? It just provides the content to you. Yes, it's correct, but not you, but to the other application. So when we talk about the sharing the data between the two of the application, the content provider is there, the content resolver is there, okay, which is going to provide some amount of content from the one application to the another application. So how the content provider works, we'll see. So let's start with the very first component, that is known as the activity. So students, if you can see, when I'm just scrolling down this my smartphone, the smartphone contains various types of application. This is your application layer, right? Okay, so this is not this is one activity which shows you the different type of applications logo. But when I call on this Truecaller application, it first shows the contact list, and then I can see the various contact list over there. Okay, so what is this? This is your first activity. This is your first activity which you can see when you just open your application. What does it shows? It shows you the list of the contacts. Right now, when I click on any contact, okay, and go through the details, then what happens? It will show me the call logs of that particular contact. This is the another activity. Okay, so what I'm going to do over there? You are just moving from one activity to another activity. So this thing is known as the activity. Whatever the user can touch it, this is a tangible component. I already told you about this activity. Fine. So this is an activity, and activity is a tangible component because we can touch it. We can see how the activity works. Okay, so when you are moving from the one screen to another screen, that screen is known as activity, nothing else. Fine. So what is the mean by the activity? Activity is the entry point to interacting with the user. Obviously, you are interacting with the application by that particular screen. Then it represents the single screen with the user interface. Okay, like example here, I'm going to show you the example of the email application. Okay, so here in screen you can see this is the Gmail. When I click on the Gmail icon, it is plus. It just shows me the list of the email list. Okay, this is a particular activity view that you can see over there. This is one activity that show me the list of the emails. Now, when I want to compose something, so that the user interface is totally different from this. This is a listing. This is a composing screen. Okay, there I can see one text bar over there, or one a composing window over there, where I need to just enter my to and from email IDs. This is another activity. When I just click on the how to switch the Gmail accounts, okay, or moving from one account to another, or add the another account into my Gmail, then this is another activity that shows the list of the Gmail accounts you have, or from which you can add your another Gmail account. Fine. So this is all about the activities. So what the activity contains and how it works. So students, it just keeps the track of the current user interfaces, as well as when you go in the background. Usually we just click on the one application, then click on the home button. If the activity go back into the background, activity is not going to kill at that time. Okay, activity is still running in the background. Okay, so when you get back to that particular application, and once again the activity works is in the running state. So knowing what the previous processes that you have done, and highly prioritize the particular application. So students, just imagine a situation that you just currently working on the WhatsApp application. Okay, you are on the WhatsApp application. Now you are switching to the Gmail. Now you are switching to the Hotstar. Now you are switching to another application. Okay, so what happens when you are your application switching process is like this. First you are in the WhatsApp, then Gmail, then Hotstar, then Instagram. This is your application stack. Okay, now when you just again click on the home button, you will first find out in the scrolling, when you just scroll down, you will just find out first Hotstar, then Gmail, then WhatsApp. Fine. So this is all activity managed done by this activity. Okay, that what application is in the priority, and what you left the last, it will just show you the first. Okay, this is maintained by the activity stack. Now next, helping the app to handle the having its process killed, so user can return to the activities with the previous state restored. Okay, what the activity does, it just help to have your application, okay, to kill the process. If you just kill the process, then you can get back to the another application which will you leave left the first. And the last one is it provides the ways for the application to implement the user flows between each other, that you can easily navigate from the one activity to another, one activity to another application. Not I'm talking about the application, but from one activity screen to another activity screen in the application itself. Now, see, this is the application stack, students. Here, the first screen shows the backstack. I'm going to first click on the one activity of the screen. Okay, one application screen. I'm just clicking on the WhatsApp one application screen. Okay, I'm just showing the chat list over there. Now, when I click on the one contact, it will show me the another screen that will show me the details, the chat details of the particular user. Fine. So this is my chat list screen activity. I can say this is my activity to represent the chat details screen. Now, when I click on the profile icon, or I can say go into the details, again it show me the status, the last seen and everything. Okay, the contact number and everything, the profile details. Okay, this is the third activity. So what happens when I just remove, or when I just get back from the third activity, the activity kills itself, and then it will show me the second activity. Then it will show the first activity. This is nothing but activity stack over there. Okay, this is a stack data structure which is used to represent the activity or to maintain the activity sequence. Okay, this is all about that. When the activity 3 destroy, it again get back to the activity 2 and then activity 1 is there. Okay, this is how the activity manages itself. Now, next, the very next component is all about the services. I already told you that activity is a tangible component. That means, students, you can touch it. You can see how the activity works. But when we talk about the services is intangible components. That means you cannot touch the services directly. Service is working, but you may not aware about it. Okay, it will just notify you about the services. Okay, so there are various types of services are there. So general purpose of the service is to keep the app running in the background. Okay, this is very important component, a very important feature of the Android. What happens, your application is running in the background, but still you are not aware about it many times. Okay, that your internet is still going on, internet is fetching the data from the server. Okay, so that is a background services. Okay, so it is a component that runs in the background to perform the long running task. See what happens over there. If you're playing a song on the Spotify, if you're playing a song in the Spotify application, what happens, the application supports the background running. Okay, because you are just come out from the application, you are just checking other phones application, WhatsApp, Instagram, Snapchat, anything, Gmail accounts or anything, still the Spotify song is still running in the background. Okay, it's a long running process. So when you are just want to apply the long running operations, you just need a services, okay, that perform the work to remote processes also. Now, service does not provide the any user interface. That's why it's intangible. I already told you. Then when we talk about the examples like music player, radio, that's all about the services. How? I'll tell you. See the music player, when you just click on the recording or click on the any music player, the application is still running in the background. Okay, and you can use the other application of the smartphones. So music player is there, and the radio is also there. The recording application is also there. If you just start the recording, okay, I just click on the start button and then put my smartphone over there. I can just handle my smartphone and check the other application. Still the recording is going on. Recording is going on in the background. Okay, this is another example of the services. Another thing is that like syncing of the data from the server. When you just try to early in the morning, when you just try to click on the internet button on, and WhatsApp is starting to sync the data from the server. Okay, that is the process is going in the background. Okay, so that is again it's a services. Okay, so live wallpapers are continuously changing themselves, as well as the notification listeners, the music players, the downloading, the screensavers. This all are the thing, but it's a background applications. So you can say services. The service component is there, which is used to represent such type of things. Now, there are basically, students, three types of services when we talk about. The very first one is the foreground services. Okay, that you can feel, that you can see. So like a music player. Okay, so when music player is currently working in the background, you can listen the songs as well as the downloading process. You can see, you can just scroll down from your smartphone and you can see, okay, the downloading process is still going on in the background. You can still check out your smartphone, the downloading process is going in the background. You should not make the process at active at the time. Like I just same like the YouTube, if you can say, in YouTube you just need to make the application active at the time, but when you run the YouTube from the browser, okay, so Google browser can support the background application running, but YouTube does not support the background application running. So when you're just playing a song from the YouTube, okay, it's just going on, but when you get back from the YouTube, or you are just want to go out from the YouTube application, it will not run in the background. Fine. Now, so these are foreground applications. When we talk about the next one, that is a background application example, like sync data and the storing of the data. So when you're just doing some chat applications or chats or anything else, the data is automatically gets stored in your phone. Okay, so the such type of things that you don't know, still the application is going on or running in the background, that is done by the background services. Syncing of the data or storing of the data, we can say. Third one is a bound services. Bound services will also work as a client-server application, that one application is want access of something and server is providing that. As well as, see, a situation is that when you are playing a song in a music player. So students, when we talk about the music player, just imagine a situation that you are just left the music player, okay, application, come out from the music player application. So whatever the window you last have, okay, like 1 minute and 30 seconds, the song is there, 1 minute and 30 seconds, and you are come out from the music player application and check out the other phone stuff. And then when you just return back to that application, okay, at that time what happens, when you just left the application, students, the application window, activity window is just bound the services at the time with the view components. Okay, and then when you get back, it will just resume and refresh your view and give it to you like 2 minutes 5 seconds or 2 minutes 50 seconds, whatever the time you get back to that application again. Okay, so this is how the bound services works. Now the next, the broadcast receiver. I already told you, when you want to announce something or want to say something to the system, at the time you just need a broadcast receiver. Fine. So broadcast receiver is a component that enable the system to deliver the events to the application or outside the application in the regular flow. So it allows the app to respond the wide broadcast announcements also. So the broadcast receiver does two things. One is announcement, the second is the receiving the announcement done by the system or other application. So like alarm notification, I already informed you about the alarm. When the alarm clicks to trigger the events, like a 7 o'clock, the alarm is triggering its event, then it known as the broadcast receiver. Okay, like the screen has turned off. Okay, after 30 seconds, your screen has turned off. The event occurs and screen is automatically gets turned off. So system announced this another service provider that or another component of the application that you just need to turn off your screen. Then we can talk about the low battery. So it will just announce that the application, the smartphone battery is low. So trigger an event and show the pop-up, okay, only 20% battery is remaining. Battery is low. Okay, now the picture was captured. So when you click a picture, okay, it will the picture was captured. This data can be shown as a status bar notification, okay, as well as announced to the other application components. So they create a status bar notification alert to the user as well as inter-app communications also there. So this is when you just click charge your smartphones. Again, broadcast receiver receives some announcement. Okay, so charging the smartphones is an event occurs. So it will change the icon of that charging. Okay. When we talk about the Android system, in Android system it's just send the messages and message is received by the broadcast receiver. This is the flow how the broadcast receiver works. Next, the content provider. When you want to share the data from the one application to the application, or you just need a content provider and the content resolver. So content provider manages a shared data between two applications. Application need to have a content provider that, okay, I just want to share my such type of data to this particular application. Okay, so it just store the data into the databases, as well as content provider support the CRUD operation like create, read, update and delete. Okay, so through the content provider, other app can query or modify the data if they want, as well as they are also responsible for sharing the data beyond the application boundaries. Okay, now to the system, the content provider is the entry point for the application to publishing the name, the data items, as well as to identify the data items by URI scheme. URI scheme is also identify the particular data. Example like contact to the contact managers or the WhatsApp application. So when we talk about students such type of things, just imagine a situation that in your WhatsApp, okay, whenever you add a new contact in your contact application, it will automatically refresh in the WhatsApp, or when you click on the refresh button, it will automatically shared by the contact application to the WhatsApp, because WhatsApp first asks you about the permissions to take like locations, like images and galleries, contacts, such type of permissions asked by the WhatsApp application. So the native application know about it. Okay, I just need to share such type of data to the particular WhatsApp application. Okay, so you can see your contacts, all the contents of the smartphone in the WhatsApp. Okay, so this thing automatically happens. How? Just because of the content provider. Content provider is there which is going to share the data from the one application to another application. Okay, so when you talk about the camera, when you click any picture in your smartphone, it will automatically get sent back into the WhatsApp. You can easily send it to the another customer, okay, or sorry, another user from the one application to another application. So this is all about the sharing of the data by using the content provider. So students, next, when the content provider has one unique thing that is known as a unique resource identifier, this is a key concept of the content provider. We'll talk about this later when we go deep in the content provider theory. Okay, so to access the data from the content provider, students, the URL is used for as a query string. Like you just need to find pass out the content, then just write down about the authority as well as the optional path and the optional identity of the particular data, and send this to the another application. So this is how the content provider works. This is just an image. Your application is there, your content provider is also there, and last one you have the databases. Okay, whatever the data if you modify some app data, if you modify some shared data in application A, then it will be reflected directly to the database. So another application B, which is in the sharing mode of the data, it can directly get the reflection of the modifying the data. If you change the name from the Android to Andro, then it will directly reflect to another application also. This is all done by the content provider. Okay. So now these four components are the basic components of the Android, like content provider, services, activity, okay, and the broadcast receiver. There are other components are also there that we need to understand a little bit about it. The first one is nothing but the intent. Intent work is a message passing, like from the one application to another, from the one activity to another activity. So inter-app as well as internal in the application. Whenever you want to pass the message, okay, for the communication between the Android components, you just need intent. Okay. For example, my camera application send the intent to the operating system that I just want to share the picture. Like I just click a picture in my smartphone. Now I want to click on the share button and share. When I just click on the share button, it informs the OS that this particular user want to share the photo from one app to another application. We may find the various sharing option like sharing to the WhatsApp, Instagram, Snapchat, Gmail account, email accounts, your clouds, storage, etc. or other whatever the application that you give the access them to take your pictures. Okay, they give the permissions to them to take your photos. It's all done by the intents. Now, next other usage of the intent, like the first, it used to broadcast the message as well as start the services. When you want to start any services, it will give the message to the services as well as launch to activity, display the web page, display the contact list. It's all things done by the intents only. Next one is, when you talk about the views, there are various type of views are there. Whatever the activities you can see, you can manage your views over there. So UI elements that are drawn on the screen, whatever the rectangle components you can see on your screen, all are considered in the view. So like text view, table view, like anything, like we have the list view also there. The buttons are also there. Okay, examples like edit text, image view button, like check boxes, image button, and anything. All things are considered as a view. See, here this is a basic hierarchy of the view, like image, text view, image view, view group also there. Inside the view group, students, you have the linear layouts, the frame layouts, and more layouts are there. So this is all about the views. Next, all about the fragments. So when we talk about the students, fragments is a nothing but is a small portion of the activity. You can say it's known as a fragments, or small portion of your user interface is known as one fragment. User can combine more than one fragment in the single activity. Okay, then if I have one tablet view, okay, I have one list, another I have just paragraph over there, so I can make or may combine both the fragments in a single activity of a tablet, as well as these both fragments can be viewed as a different activity in my smartphone. Okay, so fragments generally contains the view and view group inside them. So this is all about, this is the figure I am going to show you. See, this is my table view or tablet view, I can say, where one list components are there, other text components are also there. Both screens, both activities are there in a single activity in a tablet form. But when we talk about the another thing, so both my fragments generates as a activity and both gets a single two different screens are there. So students, next when we talk about the layouts, there are various type of layouts. How you want to visible your components to the end user, and how you can manage your layouts in the list layout, the grid layouts, how that all things done by the layouts. Okay, so view the hierarchy of the control screen, format appearance of the views. Okay, like XML file provide the different type of layouts are there. See, this is a structure, this is a figure of the various layouts. You can see like grid layouts are there, like frame layouts is there. Scroll view is also considered as a layout. Okay, that my screen is not like this. I have such type of long screen in a home screen. Okay, I can just scroll down my items. When you just show the items in a single view, like item A, item B, item 2, item 3, item 4, this can be considered the list view. Okay, then the context view is also there, the absolute view is there, relative layout is also there, the grid layout is also there. There are so many layouts are there. Okay, we'll talk about these layouts in our UI components chapter. Now, the next component is that students, resources. See, resources contains like images and lots of things. So this is a figure you can find out in your Android Studio when you just generate a project. Okay, we'll talk about the Android Studio installation and the projects in our upcoming lectures. But this is the final view, how the resource files look like. See, you can see the launcher background, you can see the main activity is also there. The colors, you can change the strings, you can change the foreground color of your application. You can change the background color of the application. You can change the main color of the application, as well as you can change the app launcher icon. Okay, you can also change the style, fonts, string, so many things. Okay, these all things are there in the resource file, which is very much important, which contains the text, string values, images, and all that. Okay. Students, next we have the widgets methods. So people already aware about the widgets. Like we get the widgets like music player is also there, alarm is also there. So what happens with the widget? You can control your application without opening it. Okay, so without making the application in the running state, the variation of the broadcast receiver allows you to make such type of widgets, and information of widgets is you can customize on the home screen. Students, you are allowed to do like play, pause the music player over there. Okay, just click on the alarm button and you can check your weather also from the widgets. So such type of two types of widgets are there, like informative widgets and the collection widgets. Other are the control widgets. Control widgets, like you can control your application, like play, pause the music. Information widget, where you can just find out the information, like scroll down the clock, weather information also there. Music widgets is known as a collection widgets, which contains the same type of collections over there. Like when we talk about the music widgets, it contains one song, another song, third song, fourth song. You can scroll down all the song details. Next, we have the hybrid widgets, which is a combination of all about three widgets. So, and the last is a manifest file. So students, the manifest file contains all our components and its description. So it contains the application metadata in hardware components, configuration, operating system versions, the platform requirements, external libraries, permissions. So each and everything is written over there in the manifest file, if you can see. The minimum SDK version, the maximum SDK version is also there. The Android label, what you want to show over there on the Android application. This each and everything is managed by the manifest file. We'll talk about the manifest file in the detail in our upcoming lectures, but this is all things can be considered as an application component. So when they ask the app components, basic main four components are there: service, activity, then we can say broadcast receiver. Okay, the last one is a content provider. In addition with the main core components, students, we also have the other components like view, widgets, layouts, manifest files, as well as the fragments. Okay, so these are all about the Android components. If you have any doubt, then please feel free to ask me. Thank you so much.